I think it's a start. But it's a mark. It's a mark of a team that's beginning to play good football, meaningful football at the end of the season. And we've talked a lot about that, having meaningful games here down the stretch. And these guys they're battling through a lot. They're battling through their own injuries. You lose a Cam Robinson a week ago, or 5 days ago, and Walker played his tail off today, so my hat's off to those guys. It's just a sign of, I think, our team coming together at the right time.
Do you have any update right now on DeJuan?
I don't. I'll check with Ferg, probably later on the plane, and we'll have an update for you.
Doug, only 19 points, but against that defense, a lot of efficient drives, a lot of efficient play.
Did you see the weather?
Yeah.
That was a challenge. The weather was a challenge, obviously. But, yeah, listen, that's a good defense. And, my hat's off to, our guys, the offensive line. It was going to be one of those days. It was going to be one of those days. It was going to be physical. It was going to be tough. We were going to have to run the football because throwing it was going to be hard. But we were efficient, I think, in the passing game. We made some plays in the passing game. And so, it's just one of those deals, but just really proud of the guys.
Sorry to interrupt you. What's transpired in the last 3-4 weeks that Evan has really just solidified himself as a go-to option?
We game plan for the guys, each offensive player. Zay and Christian and Marv and ETN and 17 and sometimes you just never know. Who's gonna get the ball, and sometimes in games like this where the weather can be a factor, your tight ends can have bigger games, and I just think that he's obviously he's gotten better with the offense, learning the details that we teach. He's very unselfish. He works extremely hard in practice. He wants to be good. He loves being coached, and it shows. It shows on the field, and he's a really good teammate to have, and leader of the team.
Did you like Trevor's decision making for the most part tonight? In those conditions against that defense, had one fumble but no picks.
Yeah, I thought his decision making was good. I'd rather not see him take that hit at the end, throw it away a little sooner. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job of controlling and managing what we asked him to do. And the weather was obviously a challenge with the wind and the rain, but I thought he played tough again, played physical, and that was really, really good to see out of our quarterback.
How much of a lift did you get after the defense held on that first drive after the sack fumble and only gave up the 3?
Yeah, that's big right there. I could easily go and turn into 7, but defense held them to the 3 points. I think that and really after that, no points after that, and really did a nice job of controlling, their offense. But yeah, that was a big boost, at that point, just to hold them to 3.
How encouraging was it to see the defense respond how they did without Trayvon, without Foley, just going in there, sort of holding them to just 3 points after that first drive?
It's always been next man up mentality. We had Jeremiah Ledbetter up today, and he contributed a little bit today, and Roy was tough to block in there, and you saw Arden a couple times, and Josh. It was a group effort by those guys, and Devon Hamilton. It's just the guys that it's just a relentless group and resilient group, and I thought they played well in the absence of Foley and Trayvon, and now we get some time to kind of heal up and try to get healthy in the next 4 to 5 days.
The second,
the 96-yard drive against that defense, as good as it has been all year, what did that do for y'all?
I just think it just kind of shows you that what we're capable of doing offensively, and just proud of the guys for there were some key plays in there, third downs, all that, but it's just. I think it just gives the guys confidence. You get confidence throughout the game that you can build off.
Over these past 6 games, you've had strong finishes to games. Vegas, the game last week in Dallas. Outside of that fumble at the beginning, you had a strong start to this game, stacking up scoring drives. Is that point of emphasis to make sure they got to better starts, specifically in this game?
Yeah, we've started slow, but we've finished faster, in some of these games. But, the point of emphasis really was, especially with the weather, is you always try to get the lead as fast as you can, and then try to control it from there. But I thought today we were able to do that once they got the 3 points. It is a point of emphasis. We want to start fast, but we want to finish faster. And I thought today was sort of resembled that.
Defensively, the secondary took a lot of heat after that Detroit loss. What have you seen from them in this 3-game win streak?
They're playing better. They're playing more consistent. They're getting hands on the football. They've created some turnovers, but the turnovers have also come with the pressure, right? The added pressure that the D-line has been putting on quarterbacks, and those two kind of go hand in hand. But Tyson Campbell today, what a great play down the field, and the guy, Darius Williams, a couple of PBUs there, and just the guys are playing with more confidence. They're understanding their role, they're understanding the scheme, and just playing better football together.
Did you lose your voice on the field, or is this a post-game locker room lost voice?
No, I think it's a little bit on the field, the weather, the whole thing. I kind of lost it out after last week, Sunday, but yelling and screaming last week. But, it'll be back soon.
Were you close to going forward on that 4th and 1 on the field goal that Riley didn't hit?
No, I really wasn't. I thought in that moment, right there before the end of the half, it was a great time to get the 3 points, and whether you get the fourth down conversion there or not, chances are you're settling for a field goal anyway. So I just opted to get the 3 at that time.
What's your message to the team now, about to head into this extended break sort of?
Message is just, we haven't done anything. We haven't clinched anything. We haven't, won anything. We still got 2 games left. We got 2 division games, left. I do want them to enjoy the holidays, enjoy Christmas with their family and friends, and just it's time to heal and get healthy, for this final 2-game stretch. But I also want them to come back right frame of mind next week and get ready for a team that beat us a couple months ago. All right, thanks guys.
Guys going out onto the field, knowing you're usually a pass-first offense, but knowing the game plan was different.
Just, doing whatever it takes to win. I think that's what it obviously comes down to in this game. We felt really good about just our ability. If we can hold on to the ball, we can put points on the board consistently. Our defense is going to step up just like they did, because the other offense is dealing with the same thing. So, and then when our numbers called in the passing game, we made enough plays. Obviously, it was a little sloppy, and there's going to be a lot of stuff to correct, and the elements played a little bit of a factor. But at the end of the day, we made the plays that we needed to make, and we left some out there for sure. But we played a complete game just as far as our defense, having our back. Even early, obviously, ball security is what we talk about. That was the biggest thing. I had a fumble in the first drive, and so that was a bad play. But defense, that was the only points they got, and they got it, on the 15-yard line or something. So, so you look at that, and our defense pretty much pitched a shutout besides that. So it's just a big win. It just shows that this team is growing, and, we don't have to put 40 points to win. We don't have to have all these yards and throw the ball It's just whatever it takes to win, we're able to do, and just to be able to adjust like this was really good for us.
Winning it like this, in those conditions, short week, is that what good teams do? Is that what you guys are right now?
Yeah,
win these games, right?
Good teams win games for sure. In this point in the season, you got to, and it's where we're at. We understand the task in front of us, and I've said that the last couple weeks. Every game's a must-win for us, and that's how we're treating it. And we understand that, and we love it. That's the position we put ourselves in, good and bad. So we're, we love where we're at. We love the momentum we have. But yeah, good teams win these games because you got to. And so yeah, it was a great day. A lot better feeling this time around than when we were here last year. So it's good.
How much is the belief that you guys had, even when it wasn't going well early in the season, paying off right now?
I think that makes it even better, to be honest, just to see kind of what we've battled through, the ups and downs. I've said it before, this team lost 5 straight in October. So to look at just where we were and where we are now, and by no means have we arrived. We got 2 big games in front of us, and we hadn't done anything yet. We still got a lot of work. We still got our work cut out for us. So, but just to see how the team's grown, how we've stuck together, especially just the staff and the coaches, the confidence they've had in us. I've said it a couple times. I think, the staff and especially Coach Pederson has had belief in us even when maybe we didn't at the beginning. Things were crazy, and I think just him having that confidence in us is we kind of realized like we have something special here, and we had to kind of figure out what we wanted to do before it got too late. And we made adjustments and really started playing our best ball at the right time. And it's about getting better every week. And this one ain't going to carry over in Houston next week, so we got to go back to work. And but I just love the momentum, the energy we have right now.
Trevor, how important was that 96-yard drive just for you guys to get that momentum to just keep it rolling?
Yeah, I mean, you look at, like I said, the turnover early, obviously put our defense in a tough spot. They got the stop for us, and then to be able – I don't know if it was the next drive or maybe the one after that, but to be able to put a drive together like that, obviously in a game like this, eat a lot of the clock, have a methodical drive and then end in points, a touchdown, that's huge. And then you kind of put them in a position to where you go up by a couple scores, then they feel like they have to throw the ball more. The elements aren't great. You can you get the ball back quicker and quicker, and so it was big just to answer and to respond and to have a drive like that. And that defense is really good. I don't know how many points they give up per game, but it's really really low. And I know they're a top 5 defense, so they played really well. That's also part of it, the elements, but also that's a really good defense. So I was proud of the guys for executing the game plan and doing what we had to do to win.
What does that do for you and your rhythm when you guys can get those quick perimeter passes early? They're going for 20 yards.
I mean, just explosive plays on layups, and that's what the guys have done a great job of this year is just getting the ball in space, and our yards after catch have been really good, and just guys in the perimeter blocking for one another, guys in the perimeter blocking in the run game, just epitomizes what the team's about. Everybody see it, we want to win. It really cares about who gets the yards, who gets whatever. It's really about just doing what it takes to win, and that's the guys out there.
Before Evan Engram, the last 3 weeks has just been productive.
Obviously has a lot of speed, so you can use him a lot of different ways on the perimeter. In the passing game, you can move them from inside to outside, motional. I mean, you can just do so much with them. So it adds that element and that stress on the defense of it's a tight end, but you can't just put anybody on Evan. You have to really think about that matchup, and I think that adds some difficulty to teams that we play, and just the way he's so good after the catch too, so physical, and I mean. That's it. There's a lot of things, but he's been playing great, and happy for him, so it's great.
Was that last hit that you took the hardest hit you've taken?
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I'm good. I don't know. Didn't hurt the worst, but it got me pretty good. I saw it on the Jumbotron, so he got me. Not really what you want in that situation, so I need to probably just throw that one away a little earlier.
How many Christmas sweaters do you have, by the way?
I have a couple. This is actually Foyer's brand right here. So shout out Foyer. I told him I'd wear it, and he said to make sure I give the pitch. So
I just tweeted rated 1 to 10, so now
it's good. It's good. Yeah. I told him I haven't even washed it yet, so and it's comfortable. So it's good.
Time for one more.
Travis got to 1,000 yards today on the season. I mean, just to see his growth throughout the whole year after what he had to deal with last year. How happy are you for him as a player?
Yeah, I'm just the way he's bounced back. Obviously, had a big injury last year, and not able to play, and just the way he's can't work every day, been consistent. Has been awesome. It's kind of like his year, and I think he's just handled himself great and really mature, and just done a lot of good things for us. He's really changed our offense as far as just explosive runs, just the big playability that he creates. If he has a crease, he could take it. He could take it to the house. So I mean, just what he's been able to do for us has been great. Just keep building off of it. Obviously, like guys up front are pumped. At the end of the game, they're like, "We got to get him to 1,000." They knew we were close. So it's cool just seeing everybody like rooting for each other, and that feeling has been really cool. So awesome. Thank y'all. Merry Christmas.
Coming back here, and tonight means everything, and I want to give him all the glory. I'm really thankful.
Even though it wasn't against the Giants, just being in the building is
Just being here. It definitely wasn't as emotional as it was playing the Giants in Jacksonville early on in the season, but just landing, it didn't really hit me till we landed last night, and it's a bittersweet night for sure.
How tough was it, playing in those conditions? Obviously, you guys knew that going in, but just
Yeah.
how tough was it when you actually got out there?
Yeah, it honestly was a lot easier than we probably were expecting. Philly early on in the season caught us off guard for sure, and we kind of knew all week what we were kind of headed into this time, and we were all ready for it. We were all physically prepared, mentally prepared. We did wet ball drills during the week, just prepared for it. We were prepared and, took care of the football and moved the ball, scored the points that we needed. We wanted to definitely score more points, but we handled it probably really well.
How hard is it to do what you guys just did? 3 games in 12 days.
It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. Yeah, Doug does a great job of really talking to us and really kind of out, letting us know that we're not easy. And that was a big focal point. The 3 games in 12 days. We started talking about that at the beginning of it when it hit that window, Coach got us ready. Coach kept challenging us, kept working, and we all responded. The defense was playing lights out, and we're feeding off them, and they're feeding off us, and we're just playing really good complementary football, and we were all really together during this stretch, and this weekend is going to be really nice.
I thought it was supposed to be 1 game at a time, though. But Doug gives you guys.
It is.
like the 3.
It's 1 game at a time. It's 1 game at a time. But we had a little calendar, a little mini 3-week calendar for sure.
Evan, apologize if you've been asked this, but obviously I know you faced the Giants earlier this year, and now you get to come back to MetLife. Did this one mean a little something extra, even if it was against the Jets?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just the lights, that locker room that we stayed in was a game day locker room for us. We had to space out during COVID. That was my locker was in there. It was green, but it was cool to be back out there. And some of the New York fans were pretty vocal, and some were saying some mean things, some were saying some nice things. So it was awesome. It was awesome. I give all the glory to God, just bringing it kind of full circle for me and a win. That was the biggest part, coming here and doing my job and getting the win, and it feels amazing that we did that.
96-yard drive against that defense. I mean, how much of a lift was that for you guys?
It was huge. It was huge. Like we came into this game, challenged physically. Our bodies were feeling it, and we knew they were probably one of the most physical defenses we've seen all year. You cut on their tape, and they're playing hard every single snap, and they did that tonight. And so, just for us to put that one together and go get it done, it was really important. It was a big part of the game, a big reason why we won. So it was huge. Thank y'all.